Today's soap making video is very exciting for me. It's actually a collaboration video with several other soapers. The theme of this collaboration is our favorite TV show. My favorite TV show is Columbo. Columbo is an American crime drama series starring Peter Falk as Colombo. He is a homicide detective for the Los Angeles Police Department. The character of Colombo first aired on TV in 1968 as a standalone TV movie. And then in 1971, a pilot episode was created in order to try to get a television series started. And it did. So there are two requirements for this collaboration. Collaborations always have a requirement, which adds to the fun. First of all, the soap design needs to be inspired by the TV show, of course. Second of all, the fragrance needs to somehow be related to the TV show. So, what kind of a design am I making today? Well, first of all, we'll talk about the fragrance I chose. Bay leaf and tobacco. This is the fragrance I chose because bay leaves are very common in Italian dishes, and Colombo is an Italian. And then tobacco because Colombo is known in, I think, every episode to smoke a cigar. It is one of his trademarks. Also, a special ingredient for this soap is going to be some black coffee because Colombo likes his coffee black. Another special ingredient I'm going to be including is chili powder because Colombo's favorite food is chili, and chili powder does go into chili. I'm also going to be including some sugar for Colombo's sweetness. Also, I'm going to be including some kaolin clay because kaolin clay is rumored to be helpful in keeping fragrances in your soap to discourage them from dissipating. Also, we will be using a little bit of activated charcoal today. So the design I'm going to be going for is Colombo's iconic outfit. He is always in the same outfit. It's that kind of a dark beige, light brownish suit. He's got a beige raincoat and he's got brown shoes and a tie. So first of all, we'll be using some coffee brown for his shoes, some champagne, which I'm going to be mixing with the coffee brown to darken it a little bit. I'm going to try to get his suit color out of this. Gold leaf mica, I'm going to add a little brown to this to try to get his raincoat color. And then also some green vibrance, which you may be asking me, where is there green on his outfit? Well, if you look very closely, his tie is not black, it is actually a very dark green. So, let's go see how I managed to make a soap inspired by Colombo's outfit. Here we've got all of our oils mixed together. And if you'd like a reminder of what kind of oils I use, I have all the ingredients listed in the description. Here we're going to add our fragrance, as well as the kaolin clay and the sugar. And now our coffee lye mixture. Okay, we'll stop stick blending there. Okay, so his raincoat, his suit, his shoes, this is where the chili powder is as well, and his tie, uncolored over here for his shirt, which his shirt is not totally white. It's like an off-white, I guess. This is for his shoes. Hopefully that's enough. That's his tie. Okay, I moved Colombo's shoes into this container. Let's stir that in. So this is coffee brown mica and chili powder. And over here, what color was this one? This must be his suit, which this is the champagne colored mica along with some coffee brown. And this must be his raincoat. Let's see what color we get. His raincoat's pretty light tan. There's some gold leaf mica and coffee brown mixed into here. And then his tie, I added just the slightest bit of activated charcoal in here to make it a dark green. Here is our soap mold. Colombo's shoes. Going to add his suit color because next would be his pants. Just for the most part, I'm trying to keep this light suit color on top of the shoes. Let's see if we can start pouring a little bit. Now the goal is to try to get the raincoat on each side, but keep the suit in the middle a little bit, and then we're going to start adding some uncolored for the shirt. I'm going to try to just pour it on the sides here and see how thin it actually is. So while I'm here pouring the soap in silence, because I'm very serious, I wanted to share a little clip from the pilot episode for Colombo, where he actually starts talking about soap, and I figured the soap makers that are watching this might find this kind of entertaining.
You know the soap you have in the bathroom? The one shaped like little lemons?
Yes.
Well, I was almost afraid to use them.
But that's what they're there for, Lieutenant, to be used.
Well, if you don't mind my asking, when you use one and you put it back in the plate, how do you keep it from sticking to the others?
It's a problem.
That's what I figured.
So as I mentioned in the intro, Columbo is a homicide detective. Now you might think, homicide detective? This must be a dark and disturbing show. But no, not at all. What makes this show so likable is the character of Columbo. He isn't your sharp-dressed, clean-cut detective. He is what you could call a blue-collar detective, with several trademarks, some of which include his rumpled beige raincoat, an unassuming demeanor, his unkempt hair, and a cigar. None of the murderers ever see him as a threat, which adds some humor to the show. Columbo is an extremely likable guy. He's funny, he's polite, and he's really, really smart. But he never lets on that he knows who the murderer is. He plays it cool the whole way through until it's time to confront the murderer. The way the TV show is set up is not a murder mystery as in whodunit. Like, we don't see someone has been killed, now figure out who killed them. The way this show is set up is we see somebody get murdered or how they got murdered. And then the rest of the show is us watching Columbo try to figure out who the murderer is and the clues that lead him to his solution. So here we got some activated charcoal and a little bit of oil. What a mess I just made. Oh, messes. Activated charcoal is always a mess. Here we go. This is what we want. According to my camera timer, I have been pouring soap for over 40 minutes, and my batter is still pourable. Another personality thing that goes along with Columbo is his hair is usually pretty messy, but I wanted to make this black a little bit messy for his hair. I might have to wait a while. I'll probably do that later. Stay tuned for the cutting of this soap. It has been several days. I've actually already pulled this away from the soap, so you didn't get to witness that. I've never had to wait this long on a soap since my very first batch. And I finally decided it's ready because it's finally wanting to come away from the bottom here. You can see that. Well, I'm slightly nervous that my design is nothing like I want it to be, but I'm also super excited. Cut off our very edge here. It'll turn to a sample slice. By the way, did you notice that I put some flowy in his hair up here? And we did get a little bit of soda ash, unfortunately, but it's not too bad. The soap is still really soft. It's almost been a week. Alrighty, well there's Columbo's outfit. Over here we've got his raincoat. This is his pants and his shoes. This is his suit and his raincoat. There's his white shirt and his tie. And this is his hair. Even though he doesn't actually have black hair, he's got very dark brown hair. I'm actually really happy with this. I see his outfit, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with the soaps. And you see his messy hair up here. His unkept hair, as they say. So have you ever seen the show Columbo? Or do you know who Columbo is? And if you say yes to either one of those, how did you learn about Columbo? My mom is the one who introduced me to Columbo. I can't quite remember what year it was, but it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. She bought the Columbo box set, and I went and visited her one day, and she was watching Columbo, and I was like, what's this show? She's like, it's Columbo. And I've never in my entire life that I can remember ever heard her talk about Columbo And then she must have just one day remembered Columbo and bought the box set and just started watching Columbo. And I watched it with her. Pretty sure my first episode was Etude in Black. I liked it immediately. There's no warming up to Columbo. You just like it. It is a really good show. Full of personality. I am all about personality. And Columbo has a lot of personality. Since this collaboration is about your favorite TV shows, what is your favorite TV show? I Love Lucy for the longest time was my favorite TV show. It is still one of my favorite TV shows. I've always liked I Love Lucy since I was a little girl. Here we are several weeks later. Our Columbo themed soap looks just like it did when we cut it. Trimmed up our corners, side stamp, and the fragrance reminds me of a classic, respectable gentleman. Now, if you have any interest in Columbo or you'd like to learn about Columbo, I'm about to promote my other YouTube channel called Watch It for Days. Currently on that channel, I am traveling through the Columbo series, starting with the original air dates of each episode. I would love your company there if you have any interest in more content made by me. If you'd like to get a bar of this Columbo soap, it is available on my Etsy shop. The link to get to my shop is in the description. And one more thing before we end the video, because this is a collaboration, I'm going to encourage you to check out all of the other soapers who made a soap inspired by their favorite TV show. And I really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.